Hi, guys. Good afternoon, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host, Eddie, and in today's video, I'll be discussing what I thought I can't talk today. What I thought of that awesome and very satisfying grand finale for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now, before I begin, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled review, so if you're not caught up on Falcon and the Winter Soldier by the most recent and final episode or last week's episode, you do not want to keep watching or listening, as I will be going into spoilers. That being said, you have been warned. Let's jump right into it. Wow, what an episode. It had action, it had some heartfelt drama, and things rather wrapped up rather nicely. For a episode arc, it told its story in a beginning, middle, and end setting in a pretty damn good way that worked, in my opinion. They wrapped up everybody's particular storyline, and some died, some still survive. And some you got them wondering what's going to happen to him next, where they're a good guy, a bad guy, or a character that's in a gray area, like in between. So, as much as I enjoyed the action in this episode, especially the helicopter stuff between Sam and the hostages and the one flag smasher guy, I really love the helicopter stuff. But I have to say, of all the scenes, and despite the awesome action-packed sequences we got throughout this episode, I think my absolute favorite part or scene in this episode was Sam's speech to the senators right after rescuing them, and about the state of the world, not only the state of the United States, but the state of the world, and why the Flag Smashers came to be in the first place. Like, I loved how he I'm going to be paraphrasing, of course, but he basically said to them, did anyone ask to stop and wonder why the Flag Smashers came to be, or why they were opposing you and what you had planned to do? And of course, cameras were rolling, so his message was heard, broadcast, and seen everywhere. I also love the fact that he took Isaiah Bradley, who deserves some goddamn recognition and respect and dignity for everything he went through and endured and what he gave for his country, and took him back to that exhibit, and sure enough, there he was, his name in bronze and a plaque with everything about him there. That was awesome. I love seeing that too. So they answered the question with the raft was, it's the prison where the other heroes were kept during Captain America's Civil War. That's why it sounded familiar, and that's where Zemo is. Speaking of Zemo, at first I was like, who the hell's that guy? Referring to the old guy who blew up the prison van of the remaining Flag Smashers. It was his butler, because it dawned on me as soon as it cut to Zemo. I'm like, oh, that was his butler. He arranged that because he was not a fan of the Flag Smashers at all. And they would also explain why Val's line later when she said, well, it looks like Zemo got the last laugh. It was also interesting to see that John Walker hadn't gone full-blown super soldier crazy. Like, he actually seemed quite reserved and not as filled with bloodlust as I thought or imagined he would be. He did try to kill Carly there for a while, and then surprisingly and a bit uncharacteristically, he actually did save the people in the van from toppling over the edge entirely. Well, he tried to save them. I mean, Sam did most of it, but I thought he was going to go right after Carly and keep on fighting her, and I really thought he was going to leave the van hanging there, but he actually did step in and try to help some people and save them. And then it seems like he parted on pretty good terms with both Sam and Bucky. So, he wasn't left to be this crazy psycho villain like I think we all thought he was going to become. He just had a particularly bad moment on a particularly bad day, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's an evil man. But he's just kind of in a gray area, kind of like the character of Val, who has now turned him into U.S. Agent, which I believe is his true alias from the comics, because from the very little I know of John Walker, I know he eventually becomes and is referred to as U.S. Agent, so now it's official. And speaking of official, I absolutely loved the new Captain America costume, and now Sam has indeed become Captain America. I love how they confirmed it at the very end with the title card that said Captain America and the Winter Soldier. That was awesome. I am so happy for Sam. And I love the fact that he now gets his chance to shine in the sun with a brand new awesome suit from Wakanda, of all places. And he gets to wield the shield proudly, just like Steve originally intended. So it was very well done. I also like how they didn't completely paint Carly as a nasty, uh, diabolical villain, just more as someone who was very angry, very hurt, and very much wanted people to understand and hear her pain. It was not shocking at all that she died, and it wasn't shocking at all to that Sharon Carter was the power broker. And what is she up to in that post-credits scene? It wasn't exactly a shock to me or surprise because people immediately started speculating and guessing she was going to be the power broker, and she was. So at least we've got a confirmation, I guess. And it's nice that her slate has been wiped clean and she's back as a U.S. intelligence agent, but it seems like she's still up to her power broker ways. Like, is she completely evil now? Or is she another character that's like in a gray area? We don't know, but perhaps we'll get some answers now that they've announced and confirmed a fourth Captain America film with Sam as Captain America, and it's being written and coming from the same creative team who gave us this show. So I'm all here for it. I'm very, very happy and excited about that. Overall, I enjoyed The Falcon, the Winter Soldier very much. I hope you guys did too. What did you think of it? Let me know what you thought down below in the comments section. All episodes are now streaming on Disney+. Have an awesome rest of your weekend if I don't see you. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.